right, y'all. What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Jreasn. Getting ready for the Saints and Buccaneers Sunday night football. Make sure you guys, of course, are hitting that like button so we can get the stream moving. And, of course, make sure you guys, of course, are hitting that like button. Switch that up here. Change that. Change that. There we go. As far as votes go, 75% for the Bucks, 20% for the Saints. But it's still early. We still got time. My prediction, of course, is going to be going Bucks by 7. That's my prediction on today. Going Bucks by 7. Well, I think it's going to be a good game, without a doubt. I mean, Saints defense steps up, then creates some pressure on Tom. We may see a whole different situation. But yeah, Bucks by 7. Countdown. Game's going to start at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you still got time to get your drinks, popcorn, food, whatever you want to get. And then we'll be getting ready for kickoff. So I'm going to do the same. Just let the stream roll, do its thing, and I'll be back before kickoff, ready to go.
Decision. You're playing with your backup quarterback. You don't want to play another overtime period against Aaron Rodgers. Go for the win right there. But I would have liked to seen them, Drew, maybe use Huntley a little bit more, read option, something with a run option for him.
I agree. That play ended up just being a one-man route, running to your right, corner with the safety bearing down, and that's who ended up tipping it. But yeah, some sort of power run play with the quarterback or something that gave him some multiple options. He made so many plays scrambling earlier that maybe you give him a progression, let him scramble, but certainly not just a one-man route.
But I did like the decision, and that's been Baltimore's MO, be aggressive all year.
All right, well, really, and Huntley said, too, that it was a great decision. Even though we didn't make it, it gave us the best, closest chance to be able to pull off the victory. Take a look at the quarterback comparison. You got to give a hats off to Tyler Huntley for what he was able to do stepping in for Lamar Jackson.
Outstanding.
Absolutely. All right, time now for the Sunday Night Game Flow presented by Progressive. Chris?
Yep, well, the Progressive Game Flow, you know where we're going with this one. We're going to go to Aaron Rodgers because, of course, he was phenomenal today. You know, he is nipping at the heels for Tom Brady's MVP award, or Brady's kind of the leader in the clubhouse right now. But Rodgers was extremely efficient today and made a lot of big throws down the field. Here to Marquez Valdez-Scantling, you could see not a lot of room for error, gets it right over the DB's head. Then, later on in the game, play-action pass under pressure. What laser beam down the middle into a tight window, and nobody was ever has been as good as this. 12 people on the field, code word, get up to the line of scrimmage, snap the ball, and get the free 5 yards. Rodgers was in total command today. He missed that one throw, Maria, but he was awesome for the rest of the game.
268 yards, 3 touchdowns. That was the Sunday Night Game Flow presented by Progressive. Now, back to the big story, guys, that we've kind of been following all week, and it's been COVID issues around the league. There's no Sean Payton for the Saints game tonight, and 3 games were moved. So that includes the Raiders-Browns, which kicks off on Monday in a doubleheader on NFL Network, ABC, and ESPN, and 2 more games on Fox on Tuesday night. It's Washington and Philadelphia, and the Seahawks taking on the Rams. Mike Florio, give us the latest on the COVID situation.
Well, I'll start with Washington. They have 13 players from their active roster on COVID reserve. Starting quarterback Taylor Heineke, I'm told, is trending in the right direction, and they're hopeful he'll be cleared to play as of Monday in that Tuesday game. The Browns play late Monday afternoon. They have 18 players on the roster on COVID reserve, including quarterback Baker Mayfield and quarterback Case Keenum. They're taking a very practical attitude. They're assuming that they're not going to have any of those guys. Anyone they get will be viewed as a bonus. Now, it was well over 100 players who tested positive this week, and that triggered dramatic changes to the NFL and NFL Players Association COVID protocol. The most significant development for vaccinated players, coaches, and staff. The testing will be much less frequent than it used to be. And the driving factor now in most cases will be whether or not people have symptoms. And I'm told there's a real concern in league circles with these important late season games coming up and playoff games. Some people may be very tempted to hide their symptoms, Maria.
Well, COVID obviously affecting players, but coaches as well. Sean Payton's positive COVID test means Saints defensive coordinator Dennis Allen is in charge tonight. His 11th-ranked defense is facing Tom Brady and the Bucs, looking to win their first division title since 2007. It's New Orleans.
Number 27. Ball in place, spot on the foul.
I expected that.
Automatic, first down.
It's a good call. There's really no question about it as Gronk comes out of this break. Grab the pant leg. That could have been embarrassing, but it's just a penalty.
It's Gronk. He would have made it cool somehow. 4th penalty on the Saints tonight from the 15. Brady
Deep
taking a
throw.
shot downfield, looking for Darden. Incomplete. His feet get entangled with Lattimore, who so often is chasing Mike Evans for a deep ball when it's the Bucs and the Saints.
It's the first time they really have had the safety drop back to the middle of the field. So Brady, he just reads the defenses so easily. He knew he finally had a one-on-one, and he just took a shot. I don't blame him.
Randerson almost got to Brady's arm as he threw it. You saw the tangled feet. Tangled feet, it's not pass interference. For the 15, Brady Pumping like Roethlisberger, throw in, and it's caught by Johnson.
It's a catch.
Tyler Johnson goes up to get it. Penalty flag down.
There's a flag down.
Ball marked out around the 33.
Once again,
what's good, Vincent
had
King?
that lurk in the middle
What up,
of
bro?
the field and forced Tom Brady to pump fake and come back the other way.
Pass interference, defense number 22.
Pass interference
That
again.
penalty is declined. The result of the play, first down.
One of the more physical players in the entire league right there, and good job by Johnson just turning that thing back up the field. Didn't catch anyway, so it didn't really matter. But once again, you could get a field goal here and still be engaged.
Keyshawn Vaughn slips as he was trying to get himself available, and Brady, he talked about it. He's the expectation of the guys who just never see the ball.
You know, I just didn't think about it that much, but how much they missed Giovanni Bernard, who's out with the hip injury. This would have been his role here tonight coming out of the backfield.
27 to life.
Brady had to go get that snap to his left. Loads and throws it incomplete. Gronk was blanketed. No rhythm to that play.
Definitely. People cleaned up.
Left in
If
regulation.
you bet on this, if you bet on that Detroit game, and if you bet on this
here.
game,
Even Ryan Jensen's going to have a bad snap
Money
here,
line
and
was
so the pirouette
amazing.
from Tom Brady, and at that point, no vision on the secondary, so he had no idea where to throw that ball.
Dennis Allen couldn't catch it on the sideline, but the only thing that hasn't gone right for him tonight, filling in for Sean Payton. 3rd and 10, 4-down territory, of course. Brady pressure, escapes, and throws to the right. He's intercepted. Gardner Johnson cuts underneath. They've turned Brady over twice.
Wow.
8 interceptions in these regular season matchups the last 2 years with the Saints.
No problem,
and the
Shauna.
New Orleans Saints are knocking on the door of a headline-grabbing win in Tampa against the Champs.
Got to take your shot,
Yo,
right? But this was
the Saints have
fantastic
shut
by
down
Chauncey
Tampa Bay
Gardner-Johnson.
at home
He did the old Deion
and held them
Sanders
to
trick.
0.
Watch him trailing behind Scotty
0
Miller,
points.
but he knows anytime he has to, he can break in front, almost inviting that throw and then picking off Tom Brady. He got one the last time they played in that win in New Orleans as well.
And Brady yelling over there at the Saints sideline.
Really?
42 at Hill, going to stay in bounds. He slides inbounds there. And Chris, they talked about it with us with the 3 games in the regular season. Timeout taken here by Tampa, their first. That Brady, he's so great. He's seen everything. And when he knows what he wants to get to on schedule, he gets to it. But if you can do it over and over, he gets frustrated. And that doesn't happen very often. It's happened here tonight.
Well, and the other thing that happens to him is that he gets down on himself, you know, because he always thinks he can work his way out of any situation. But here's Tom Brady on the move. That is not what Tom Brady wants to be. And there was only one receiver on that entire side of the field, and I'm pretty sure it was 3rd down on the play. So you got to try, you know, I mean, you got to take your shot. But that guy right there, nobody enjoys being able to stick his tongue out more than he does.
He was the one in Brady's face earlier. He said, don't talk about Superman's cape. He thinks he's Superman tonight.
That guy has no fear of Superman.
No, he does. That's true. That's true. Second time out taken as Hill runs. And Dominican Sue with the tackle. So in this year, more than ever, that you never know what's going to happen. Who knows what happens when the Washington football team visits Dallas? A Dallas team helped by this game tonight with a Tampa loss. We'll start your football night in America 7 Eastern. Be sure to make your Sunday night 7 picks on the NBC Sports Predictor app. $1 million jackpot every week. Washington's game against Philadelphia pushed to Tuesday. So it's a road game in the division against Philly. It's a short week, shorter than normal, and it's Christmas, all that, but it's still Washington and Dallas.
It is, but we're seeing a little piece of history here tonight. Tom Brady, 313 career starts, and he's only been shut out twice.
Vincent King with the $1.99 donation. Good looks, bro. Thanks a lot, man.
Taysom Hill runs. Get rid of all their timeouts. It's exactly what they did. Urban Whitehead to tackle.
Those Microsoft tablets have taken some blows over the years.
And there's another one.
There is no answer on that thing tonight other than they got outplayed and they lost their weapons.
Yeah.
But, I mean, in fairness to this Saints defense and how great they played, they were shutting them out with those weapons.
That's exactly right. The first quarter and a half, and they've done it with those weapons in the past. And, you know, we start to think about what the implications of this are down the line. Still 3:24 here, but what are the Bucs going to look like here? How will these injuries play out over the next few weeks? Look out. Rush towards the block, and they may have gotten Gillikin's plant leg. If they did, that becomes roughing the kicker.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker. Defense number 48, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
An injury, too.
Wow.
For the Buccaneers as well. Grant Stewart was the one
ball game.
who's called for the roughing there because he gets the plant leg. And the injury was to Patrick O'Connor, who was coming in. O'Connor, who had a big special teams play last week. So many injuries for the Bucs here tonight.
You know, we saw the Saints come in here and blow out the Bucs a season ago, right?
Yeah, on a Sunday night.
38-3. Mm-hmm. One of the most boring games we've seen. They just crushed them.
Yep.
And what happened? Tom Brady and the Bucs came back and won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they did. Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And basically playing on the road. So is this the one that propels them forward again? But in that game, they didn't lose the number of people that they have lost here tonight. And so the bigger news out of this for Tom Brady and the Bucs is how are those guys? You know, how is Mike Evans? How is Chris Godwin, Leonard Fournette? Go right down the list, because that's what makes the Bucs and Brady.
Has not been shut out since against the Dolphins in 2006. We continue to look at Patrick O'Connor on the field. It's Saints ball after the penalty. It'll be Saints ball at the 28-yard line. And the third-year backup defensive lineman from Eastern Michigan is helped off the field. He had a big stop on a fake punt last week with the Bills. The Buccaneers in that game did not do much offensively in the second half. Got the touchdown in overtime.
Have a good night, James. See you on the next one, bro.
You know, Chris, think about Dennis Allen on the sideline. We had talked about going into this game before we knew Sean Payton wasn't going to be able to coach the team tonight. Dennis Allen has done a sensational job with this defense against Brady, and really for the last couple of years. He's right up there with one of the longest tenured coordinators with the same team. And when we start throwing out names for potential head coaches down the line, run here by Mark Ingram. No timeouts in the Bucs to take. Usually it's the offensive assistants that we mention first. But Dennis Allen had his stint that Michelle mentioned at the start of the game with the Raiders in 2012, 2013, then the first 4 games in 2014. But it was DeMario Davis who told us, you know, really seeing him mature as a defensive coordinator and leader of this team. And he deserves a ton of credit for what we're watching here tonight.
Hey, the game management of this game has been fantastic. I think back to that drive when they were backed up on the 1-yard line with 38 seconds and the Bucs had 3 timeouts. That first down really killed a lot of momentum and swung it back to the Saints as they went into halftime.
Ingram inside run here. Clock will continue to run. It'll run down to the 2-minute warning here.
You know, the guy that I feel for a little bit tonight is Todd Bowles, the defensive coordinator of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They've been fantastic, holding them to 9 points, and he's sitting there looking out and going, really?
Yeah. Saints 217 yards. And lead here 9-0 at the 2-minute warning. And the other person who deserves credit, you see right in the shot there, is Pete Carmichael as well. When you talk about the game management, the play calling, We discussed it earlier, Carmichael. Sean Payton, of course, gets all the attention, and so did Drew Brees. And Joe Lombardi, who's now the offensive coordinator with the Chargers, had a stint with the Lions. They have gotten a lot of the attention around what this offense has been for 15 and 16 years. But it is that man's steadiness, a real XO guy, and he is just constantly there. Install plays with the quarterbacks. And we've seen a few quarterbacks come through here. Teddy Bridgewater and Jameis Winston and Trevor Siemian, and now Taysom Hill.
And they all win, you know, but Pete Carmichael, you just got to love the guy. I mean, I probably interviewed him 25 times, and he never says anything other than, oh, we have a great head coach. We have a great quarterback. You know, these guys are really good.
39, it's Kamara. Tryon Shoyinka, who's been very good on this defense again, pulls him down.
To a field goal
all the way down. So the Bucs are the #1 scoring team in the NFL. If you go back to 1970 and the merger, no team that's been the leading points team in the NFL has been shut out at home this late in the season.
One thing you know about Bruce Arians, though, is that he will take this loss and use it. You know what's coming on Monday? He's going to say, okay, you guys defending Super Bowl champs, you think you're something special? We went out there and got our brains kicked in by a division rival on a night that was hat and T-shirt night.
Delayed game penalty here. Hat and T-shirt, win the division. NFC South champs with a win, something they haven't done here in a long time.
Should have been a moment of celebration on national television, and the Saints were having none of it. And this film is going to get passed around the NFL like you wouldn't believe. They're going to spend hours and hours studying what Dennis Allen and the Saints did to Tom Brady tonight. Now, again, I want to emphasize the fact that he did not have his weapons out there, and that's obvious. But this is now a lot of games with Tom Brady, except for that playoff game in which they didn't have answers for the Saints defense.
4th and 19. They were hoping to get contact on the Bucs.
Offense number 53, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
But instead get the false start to back them up 5 more, which is really insignificant here. Just takes them back to the 42-yard line. And when we were giving out bouquets for the coaching staff, do not forget Darren Rizzi, the special teams coordinator.
They've had a
lot of punts here
tonight.
Sir.
They've had a big night on a lot of fronts. Their punt cover as well, kickoff cover was good too.
See, the Abbott postgame is coming up. Michelle will interview the stars of the game. And Chris and I look ahead to the Washington-Dallas game on Sunday nights. The Abbott postgame is coming up momentarily. So the picture here in the NFC, Bucs still at 10-3 with a loss. They'll drop to 10-4 with Dallas, who won today, and Arizona, who lost in Detroit. Congrats to a guy who's on the New Orleans staff, Dan Campbell and the Lions. Then the 3 teams there, 9-4, 8-6. New Orleans will jump to 7-7 and be ahead of Washington, who plays on Tuesday. Minnesota plays tomorrow. Philly plays on Tuesday. So those teams are going to have the chance to get to 7-7. And obviously Washington or Philly will, unless there's a tie.
The really interesting one, though, now is how far up Dallas jumps. With the way they're playing defense right now, and they're starting to get their wide receivers back, they're starting to get their running backs back and healthy. Now they need a little bit of that offensive line to come back healthy. But they have the tiebreakers with Green Bay if they could get it to a tie, right?
To the 32-yard lines of Scotty Miller. Dallas's advantage, 1 conference loss. Disadvantage, they lost to Tampa, of course, on opening night. So it's going to depend 2-way tie, 3-way tie. There's a lot to still be decided. Brady throwing far side pass incomplete for Jalen Darden. And Michelle did report earlier that Antonio Brown will be back with his team after the 3-game league suspension. And you know, people wonder, well, will Antonio be back? What was said in the past about one more strike? Tony Dungy referenced that on the pregame show. As Drew Brees said on the pregame as well, you know, you wonder if you're going to get an injury, and that may be why you make a different decision and have somebody back on your roster. And adding to this receiving corps is going to help this team a bunch. This is a run for Keyshawn Vaughn. And Vaughn will take it near
Nice
midfield with
little
14
run.
seconds left.
But
And there is
too
not
late for
massive
that.
urgency to squeeze off another play here for the Bucs. And that is it. The New Orleans Saints come to Tampa and shockingly shut out
that's gonna be game, guys.
the defending
Wow.
Super Bowl champs and Tom Brady. 9-0.
9-0. Game is over. It's almost unbelievable. Saints went to Florida, Tampa, shut Tom Brady down to 0. What a day for football. Oh, man. Saints did get their payback, that's for sure. Listen, do you know how much money people won today? The money line on the Saints was plus 425. 425. Come on. That means you put up $100, you got $525 back. You put up $1,000, you got $5,250 back. Mr. James Roberson over here with the plus 1980 on the 4-game parlay. You on the next stream, bro. You on the next stream, bros. Definitely make sure you on that community post when I put it up so we can get you in. I need parts. I need parts. With that said, it's getting late, guys. Gotta wrap this thing up. But before I go, make sure you guys subscribe. That way you can be updated with the next stream, which is going to be tomorrow. There's 2 of them. We got the Vikings and the Bears, as well as the Raiders and the Browns. So we're doing both of those. And then Tuesday, I'll be doing the later game, which will be Seahawks-Rams. So make sure you guys subscribe. That way you can be updated when I go live for those. And of course, if I don't see you, then make sure you have a good holiday. Have a good Christmas. Wish you and your families well. And see you guys in the next one. Rich Gang, you already know what it is. Vincent King, Mos Def, bro. I'll see you tomorrow. Selena, see you tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, the Bucs are going to bounce back, right? People got to be realistic. You know, this was some unexpected stuff that happened tonight. The Bucs will bounce back. So, definitely don't count Tom Brady out, because you will be disappointed. 100%. So, but that's it, guys. I'm going to wrap this up for tonight. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.